I am not going to edit this video. I'm going to upload it straight to YouTube, Twitter style. What do I mean by Twitter style? Well, I mean that I will not be editing my thoughts the way I should be. I'm gonna be, well, Twitter style if you're like, in between. No, if you're not in between someone who's like really popular and someone who's not popular at all. Like if you're in the middle of that, you carefully craft your tweets and you're like, oh, this is what I'm going to tweet today. Let me get my keyboard to make that look better. You carefully craft your tweets and you're like, oh, this is what I'm going to tweet today. Hot dogs are also sandwiches, or sandwiches are actually just bread with things inside of it. So they're not actually called sandwiches. They're actually just some kind of meatloaf or something. I don't know. And that sandwiches are a meatloaf slice? I mean, sure. If you want to think that way, you can. Answering questions or talking about things that have to do with categorization never really works because everyone has their own different meaning and understanding of what a word means. Words can mean different things over different periods of time to different people from different groups of people. And words are made up. Every word that I'm saying right now was made up. And it can mean literally anything. You flip sparping get scorp? If you get that reference, we should talk about Community, the TV show. Anyway, I want to talk to you about said social medias. There I have friends who are like do more artistic and talented things than me. You should totally go check out their things more than watching mine. Or you can finish watching mine to the end of this and then you go find them. I'm not going to link to them because I don't know if they want me to. It's very late at night and I'm like, you know what? Let's do this thing. And here's the thing. There are a lot of different websites. There were a lot of different websites at some point in the past. And now they've just sort of been condensed into these 4 or 5 social media websites. You got the grams, you got the talks, you got the book face, you've got the tweets, and you've got the Snapchats. That's the one. No. I don't know about Snapchat. I've never used it. That's a lie. I have used it for like a month, and nobody ever messaged me on it. It was just taking up space on my phone. And it's gone. It's not on my phone anymore. Oh, and Tumblr. That's all 6 social medias. But out of those, there are some that people use to promote what they do. Also YouTube, I guess, Twitch, Vimeo, all those things where content is up. But like if I were hypothetically to have made YouTube videos in a semi-regularly, semi-non-regular fashion, I would say, hey, here's my YouTube channel. And if I were to say hypothetically also have a YouTube gaming channel where I play video games for hours on end with friends, then I would say, hey, here's a link to that YouTube channel too. And if I had another one, and if I had a Twitter and an Instagram, and a Facebook group. I'm not old enough to have a Facebook group. I'm not old enough to have a Facebook. I have a Facebook and I've had one for like 10 years. It's crazy. But I don't really use it that much. Also, who wants to use Facebook groups anymore? That's just, I don't know. I've never used them. Who has started a Snapchat public group chat? Is that a thing? I don't know. Discord. That's another one that's getting very popular. Anyway, the people who aren't in that area, I'm going to go back to the circle. Let's circle back for a second. The people who aren't in that area, like where they're really popular or not popular at all, like those two groups are like, oh yeah, I can tweet whatever I want. Bitcoin, Dogecoin is the next coin. And also, how are you doing? Stuff about mental health that nobody will ever read because no one actually knows what my social media is or something. You know, I have friends who do that, and it's like, okay, you can use the internet as a place to put all your stuff onto if you want to do that. But if you want to have public, but it's like it's like throwing a cup of water into the ocean. It's not like anyone's gonna find it. That's what this video is. It's just me talking about things and not refining it at all. I'm refining it as I'm thinking about what I want to say. So from the head to the mouth, that's the only way it's getting refined. There's no movie magic or writing or anything. Anyway, there are these social media websites that people put content on. Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook owns Instagram, so I'm just going to say that one. And those are the ones people use to like promote YouTube, Twitch, to promote their content. And you're like, hey, follow me here, go check out my stuff there, and all that stuff. If you're like that person who can do all of that. And I am saying, here's the opinion piece at the very end of this video, that you should have a website. Friends, people who aren't my friends, anyone watching, if you do creative things, you should have a website as a hub for all your stuff, so that you can have a place for your stuff to be that isn't connected to any major private corporation, and that links to all those private corporations that have all your stuff on them. One, so that you can be like, hey, here's my stuff, it's all there. You don't have to jump to 4 different places. Or, well, I mean, unless it's YouTube, then you just put a YouTube link on the website, and then you're like, oh, go there, because I'm not going to host a whole video on it, because I don't have the money to do that. Anyway, what you do is, in my opinion, a podcast maybe, what I'm saying is you should do that. You should make a website that has like links to all your stuff. Maybe if you even want to have like a Discord, people, like very popular people do that, and also some very not popular people do that. And I don't know, it's sad. It's just like a thing that's all set up, but no one ever uses it. I have one. No one's even joined it because it's just a Discord server with a voice chat and a text channel named General. And I'm like, oh, I'll use this eventually, and I never have. And it's been like 3 years. Yeah. And like an email to contact if you want to be like, hey, talk to me. I'm lonely sometimes. Here's my email, so you can email me. That sort of thing. I'm saying people who do creative things, you know who you are, should have a website so that you can put all your stuff there and link to where all your stuff is in other places, so that the other places can be solely for promoting your stuff. Promote it back to you so that you're not depending on that one or a few corporations to have all your data, because just in case if there's a solar flare, actually that would destroy a lot of infrastructure. Save it on like an SSD, like this HTML, all the HTML and CSS of the website, and then later when the internet comes back on, you're like, oh, I've got a website, post, and then it's like, whoa, we've got like one of the first 100 websites in the world again, and then you'll be the next Google or something. Google Plus. That was something that nobody used. Is don't host your stuff in Google Plus, because it's not 2018 anymore and you can't use it. Nah. That's my point. You people who have creative stuff to do, you do a ton of different things, like music and art and stuff, writing, you should have a place where all that stuff can be linked. And that way, in like pictures and descriptions and like instruction of who you are, that way you can have your own dedicated space. Yeah. Well, that's it for this. I don't even know if I'm going to upload this. If I will, it'll be later in the future, way, way later than where I am now. I might even record another video with, different lighting or something, so that I can have just a few videos, like one a day, like so that it's like, whoa, he's making a ton of videos right now, and I'm saying, nah, I'm not. I was just rambling for hours on end, and there we go. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna link these videos on my YouTube, on the YouTube channel, like as a featured video, if there is a good one. And then I'm gonna put a link to the YouTube channel on my website. It's a Wix website, but that's still good. Something, I guess. Bye.